What is up, Tube users? I'm the Stereotypical Gamer, and welcome back to another fantastically fun games for under $15. Today, we are taking a look at one of the rare but absolutely fun real-time strategy games that I play. There's only a few of them, and this is definitely one of the best. Halo Wars Definitive Edition. It's kind of crazy to think about this game. It came out 15 years ago, and it's still just an absolute phenomenal game. Just credit to just all the Halos just being a great games in modern times. Now, the Definitive Edition did come out in 2017, and I believe that it only came out on PC. It's basically just an updated version of the Xbox with better graphics and works really well for a real-time strategy on PC. And I think that's one of the crazier things about this game, and why I think it's such a really good real-time strategy, is that it plays so well on Xbox, just like on a controller. I think most real-time strategies, now I don't play a lot, I think my main real-time strategy game that I play is Age of Mythology and Age of Empires, all those games, and I don't really see those games playing too well on controller. I've never done it personally, so I don't know from experience, but it just, the way that those games play, it doesn't seem like a controller would be very good per se. But this game did it really well with how you can control local units and control all units very easily, and just kind of get all the people that you need to go where you need to go, and just maneuver around the map in a fast fashion. It really does that really well, and that's a really key thing for a real-time strategy. And to be able to do it on a controller with limited buttons and stuff, limited movement and everything, is just kind of wild to me, and it definitely is a big reason why this game, I think, stands the test of time, because it was so good with a controller on consoles, and now bringing it to PC where it just runs infinitely better than it did on consoles, and just looks phenomenal. It really is just a great little game, and I do mean little, because that's, I guess, a somewhat downside to this game, is it does feel a lot smaller compared to other similar games of real-time strategy. Now, when I compare this game, obviously it's a real-time strategy, I have to compare it to other ones, and I haven't played a whole lot. I think the main ones I played are, obviously, Age of Empires, Age of Mythology is one of my favorite games of all time, and I've played the Warcraft 3 is probably the best. I've played Warcraft 1 and 2, but I think Warcraft 3 better fits into the real-time strategy, because it's more of an updated version of how real-time strategies work nowadays. So comparing it to those games, it definitely just kind of fits right in the middle. I think it does everything that a real-time strategy needs to do, and it does it well. The maps are all pretty small and pretty basic. I don't think you can do any customization, like make your own maps, which is unfortunate, but the maps, I mean, they look phenomenal on the Definitive Edition, I must say, but it does feel small compared to other games. And I guess I could see that being an issue. I feel like it was a full release game, not full release, a full priced game rather, at launch, like a $60 game, back in the day when games were $60, you know. But for right now, $5 on sale is an absolute steal for this game, and I really do think it's worth it if you are into real-time strategy games, or just kind of into Halo in general, because it does have its own campaign, and I do think doing a campaign in real-time strategy is interesting. I think it's kind of hard, because the whole objective of most of these, and just kind of like skirmishes and stuff, is you build up your base, you build up your army, and you go attack the other the enemy, right, and then try and destroy their base and their army. and doing that in a campaign setting where there's a story going on, it works. I mean, Age of Mythology's campaign is one of my favorite just campaigns of all time, so it definitely works. But I don't. It's not easy to get it down right, and I do think that this campaign, backed with the lore of Halo in general, it really helps make it a great campaign. And just playing skirmishes like what I'm doing here, they're super fun. I'm just playing on the normal difficulty, which was a little bit easy. I wasn't expecting that, but it is nice to just kind of relax and play through this game. And I mean, I would say even for its original base price of $20, it's still a pretty good game for that, but doesn't fit into the category of fantastically fun games for under $15. But right now, it's on sale for $5, and that is a great price and a steal to get this game, I believe. I think another reason that I love this real-time strategy game in general is the uniqueness of each enemy unit that you have. Like if I compare it to Age of Mythology, like each enemy can counter a different enemy, but there's nothing really unique about them. They just have that one job of being able to counter like infantry units or archery units or building destroyer kind of things. But the cool thing about this is both the Covenant and the UNSC are both completely unique in their gameplay. All six heroes, technically, there's 3 UNSC, there's 3 Covenant. All 6 of them are completely unique in their play style and how they play. And then just each unit in general has not all of them, but they have a special ability that is unique to them. They have their own set of counters and things that they can do well, which I mean it's basic for real-time strategies, but I really like the uniqueness of what they're able to do in battle, just like the grunts, for example. The infantry grunts, not really good at anything. I mean, they're good at taking out air units, because it's kind of like a rock paper scissors. Infantry counters air counters vehicles counter infantry kind of thing. So they do that really well, but they also have a special nade that they, all the grunts in the unit, throw nades at whatever the target is. And just a simple thing like that, I really think just brings out the uniqueness of each infantry unit and kind of just makes it more complex in what you can do in just kind of any given fight, really. So we've gone over a good amount of the good. I just wanted to briefly go over the very little bad that I see in this game. And I wouldn't say anything about this game that is necessarily bad and not worth getting. I really do think this is one of the best real-time strategy games out there, and if you're a fan of those, it is absolutely worth getting. The only few things that I find kind of annoying are the camera is a little bit wonky. So here I'm using my my hero's special ability, and it always zooms in the camera, which, I mean, you're controlling the special ability, I get that, but then it kind of just messes up my camera, and I'm not able to zoom out and zoom back in properly for a few seconds afterwards. So that did kind of get annoying, but other than that, I really didn't run into any technical issues. Everything felt really good to play on PC. And everything was really easy to just kind of maneuver around, which is really nice for a game like this. The other thing that does kind of bug me, but I kind of just think of it as a meme at this point, is the announcer guy. It just how very serious and loud he is. just with everything that he says, like supply pad upgrade. It's just like super loud and in your face, and it's like, yeah, I know, I did that. I mean, thanks for telling me that it's finally upgraded now, but yeah, he is very loud and very serious and does his job well, I guess, but it does kind of get annoying. And then there's like another guy that like gives you like tips, I guess, and I've never found the tips to be useful. Like, it's a different narrator guy that he'll say like something like, "Oh, the enemy is building hunters" or something like that, and it's like, okay, that's great. I can prepare for that. I'll like build something to counter hunters, and it's like three groups of hunters, and I was like preparing for an army of them. So it's I've never found what he says useful. It's nice when you have like a AI, which I did in this game. I had an AI teammate. It does tell you what they're planning on doing and stuff like that, but I've never really found anything that he says to be useful. And I mean, those things can easily be just turned off in the settings. I do kind of miss the nostalgic of the narrator guy, just because of how serious and booming his voice is. And I don't know, I find it kind of funny. So I didn't turn it off, and I believe you could turn off the tips or tutorial, whatever it is. So it's really, as far as a complaint, it is a very minuscule, and I do think that this game is absolutely phenomenal, and it's so much fun to play, especially even today. It's kind of crazy to think about a 15-year-old game, which I get that this game has been updated and is probably wouldn't have run on modern PCs if it was the old Halo Wars, but this definitive edition, it really plays really smoothly. No complaints whatsoever, but just gameplay wise, it's still the same Halo Wars, right, from 15 years ago, and that is a testament to just how good of a real-time strategy this game is. But other than that, I really do think like the challenge to this game is really cool. Like for the AI at least, they have like a easy, medium, hard, expert difficulty. I forget what the names of the difficulties are, but it's something like that. And then they have like a rated play where it starts out on normal, and the more matches you win, the more difficult the AI scales, depending on how well you did and stuff. So it's an interesting thing that I didn't really get into trying out, but I remember it being a thing on the Xbox, and it being an interesting way to curve the difficulty instead of playing on these just like normal base difficulties. And I do know that this game still has multiplayer that is active. I didn't try out any multiplayer because I kind of felt like I would get rolled against players who have been playing this game for a lot longer than I have. But it does have online multiplayer, online co-op that you could do against computers. So a lot of great in this game for real-time strategy. I know a lot of the other real-time strategies I have played don't have that multiplayer aspect knocked down completely. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like if you did. Go check out Halo Wars if you haven't. Make sure to comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.